AMKS Goddess Creation Radio, coming to you live all day, every day. We say what you think, too afraid to say, America. You know, we want to know what's going on with America and why our government's lying to us. The other day I told you that Tom Hanks was sentenced to, he was found guilty for child pedophilia. And that he was in a hotel room in Australia. That stuff is all true. You know what I mean? And, crazy. This gets crazier, man. I also told you that food prices and stuff was going to go up. I told you gas was going down, the gold and silver was going down, and all of that has happened. Our stock market has dropped. Yeah. I mean, it's dropped to 30%. China says that they have the Wuhan village under control and no more outbreak in China. You know what I mean? No more outbreak in China of the coronavirus. The stats say that China may be beating the coronavirus at a painful cost. It says Beijing, as the coronavirus races around the world, tanking all about 99 cases reported on Saturday were in Wuhan. This story comes out this is crazy, 3/7/2020. And it says, how deadly is the new coronavirus? You know, I don't know if you guys know, there's a show called The Contaminant. And they do the exact same thing as an attack on your lungs, but it's the influenza. Oh, God, I can't say it. Influenza. I don't know why I can't say it. Disney Paris has been shut down, discharged for most patients. 4 makeshift hospitals. This is insane. The influenza. Stop doing that. I am on the radio. Thank you. My God, my cats are crazy right now. You know what I mean? So I've been getting these, messages from people. You know, I also told you about all the celebrities going to jail. Right? And they're not letting me do this. I don't know why they're doing that. They're not letting me read it. So, they are saying that, this is crazy. This was 4 days ago. I reported that the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was served with a criminal indictment for U.S. Corporate and financial crimes. Media owners have been instructed us to brainwash us into believing that they have the coronavirus. Tom Hanks, for pedophilia acts, is currently in a hotel in Australia, and he is to claim that he has coronavirus. The airports are all being shut down around the world, right? I wish I knew which one of those guys sent me the one on, it was the other day somebody sent me a thing telling me that the stock market in China, markets across the world, okay, that should the stock markets close because of the coronavirus, the Dow has its worst point drop ever and the stocks tumble again. Okay, don't sell your stocks, folks, because European stock markets are down 40%. The CAC 40 is down 5.6 in Germany. In London, it's 5.3. 100 FTSEs 100 is lower by 4.5. Well, China's stock market, let's see what China's stock market is, only down 1%. Only down 1%. China has become resistant to the global stock route, and it's now crumbling. How many stock markets can foreign buyers buy stock in China? They can, and they can also buy here. It is an open world market. There is no condoning or sitting on it, right? Anybody's able to. And it says China has a vaccine for coronavirus. Right? And it says, when will we be able to be vaccinated? China has, stop, kitties. Wow. China developing 9 potential vaccines for a global race. Hopes for a corona vaccine raises after Chinese scientists. Okay, now this containment has the influenza flu. And it attacks the bronchial tubes and the lungs on Netflix. I sound like I'm babbling, but I'm not. I'm trying to get you guys all the information that is being sent to me as quickly as possible, and I feel like I am rampant, and my cats are not allowing me to do anything. They're being ornery. So let's just roll it back just a little bit. This is the UMKI Scottish Radio, saying what you think and aren't too afraid to say. People are running rampant. There is going to be a food shortage right now. Gas prices will drop. Insurance will implode. The stock markets are dropping. You're getting all kinds of false news from the media, from the world right now. And I predict that there's going to be a shortage, a blackout. I just got a thing sent to me, and this is what it said. And it's about the National Guard. Anybody that knows anything about it, says Homeland Security is preparing to mobilize National Guard, preparing to dispatch them across the U.S. along with military. They will also call in first responders. They are prepping to announce a nationwide 2-week quarantine for all citizens. All businesses closed. Everyone at home will announce this soon as troops have been placed. They will help prevent looters and rioters. They will announce before the end of the week, within 48 to 72 hours. The president will invoke what is called the Stanford Act. Let's look that up. What is the Stanford Act? Stop! What are you doing that for? You know what I mean? It's called the Stanford Act. Yeah. Stanford Act. Okay. Well, that's just crazy. Didn't come up with nothing. Stanford Act. They don't want us communicating. They don't want us they don't want us communicating. The Stanford Act, designed by Robert T. Stanford, Disaster Relief and the Emergency Act, Assistance Act. The Stanford Act is a 1988 United States federal law designed to bring an orderly, systematic means of federal national disaster assistance for the state and local government in carrying out the response to the aids of the citizens. And what an interesting concept, right? It says, other short titles, disaster relief, emergency, long titles, the act of demand, disaster relief, nickname major disaster relief, emergency, efficient since November 23rd. Okay, so that being said, when they do that, it says, the president will order a 2 weeks mandatory quarantine for the nation. Stock up whatever you need to make sure you have 2 weeks supply of everything. Please forward this to families. I'm going to post it on my Facebook, and I hope everybody listens, because the stores will be closed. I've been preparing for this for a long time. I thought I was preparing to have my kids with me so that they would be prepared. Another thing is, where are all the homeless people? If we are all supposed to be in quarantine, where are all the homeless people? Yesterday I drove downtown into the city, and there was no homeless people. You know what I mean? Where are all the homeless people? Are all the homeless They're rounding them up. And nobody's paying attention. Nobody's paying attention. The coronavirus pandemic and a new reason to help the homeless people in Los Angeles. Right? The coronavirus and the homeless people want to house in schools and churches. So remember when people were talking about that Walmart was going to be the next place where everybody's going, right? So this says, schools, auditoriums, churches, halls, and state properties in San Francisco are being looked at as potential shelters as the city scrambles during the coronavirus crisis to temporarily house who are either homeless or live in a tight quarters such as residential hotels, officials said Tuesday. The effort is being mirrored across the Bay Area. Okay, let's go to Illinois because St. Louis had no homeless people. St. Patrick's is closed down. There are no shelters available for them to go to anymore. Homeless. Stop! In St. Louis due to the coronavirus. Coronavirus. You know what I mean? They don't want us talking about it, I can tell you. Live update. Coronavirus in St. Louis region. 11 hours ago. Missouri Health and Senior Services said the state lab tested 52 more people. Any city employee who has been quarantined due to the exposure page has directed county agencies to help homeless people find a place. Homeless people, stop! Stop! Homeless people face a special risk from the coronavirus. My doctor called me 2 days ago and said, Miss Stanley, we don't want you coming into the office. You're at high risk for the coronavirus. I said, okay. And that's because I have breathing problems. This is going to attack you no matter what. Here's what's happening to people. A statement from the Salvation Army Midland Division is working on chronically homeless and on the streets. Salvation Army will extend St. Louis Mayor Lydia Krewson declared the coronavirus public. Debut's new approach to homeless during the winter. See, the coronavirus, they're rounding up the homeless people. There's no homeless people downtown. This is breaking news. You know what I mean? This is very scary, you guys. And it says, around the country, see my cats are doing stupid 740 confirmed cases in California. You've been reached a monthly article limit. Subscribe now for reading. Now, I don't want to subscribe. I don't want that. It doesn't want me to read it. It won't let me read it. You have to pay for the news. It won't let you read it. So the Stanford. What is the Stanford? Despite the messages, is a plan for the National Guard to take over. Verify the text about the national quarantine in the Stanford Act. Don't believe those texts that say the federal government is going to use. Okay, look. It's telling us not to believe this. But here it states, 5 days ago, the National Guard components in California, Florida, Louisiana, Iowa, New York, Maryland. Stop! Have been deployed. Trump considers mobilizing National Guard for the coronavirus response. How the military can't respond. So look, I was downtown in St. Louis on Broadway. They've already got barricades. Cement blocks, barricades on the right and the left, all the way down the road. They're going to barricade us in. They're going to stop people from being able to cross the bridge. That's what it's for. To Illinois, that's what it's for. They're going to line up the military. You're not going to be able to come across the bridge from Illinois to St. Louis at all. I don't know. This has just been a short update. I hope you guys are safe. Everything is wrong with the world today. Even my animals are acting stupid. You know what I mean? Seriously. My cats are acting stupid. You got suicide squirrels that are even more suicidal. I hope you guys are listening. May God be with you. AMKS Goddess Radio. I'll try to come back with something better and some more. But they're lying to us, folks. They're lying.